Welcome back to Deck Duelists. Today we will be showing you a cubic deck profile that I really enjoy playing. I think this deck is really broken, and in a future video I will show you this deck in action. Please comment a deck you want us to make a profile for in the comments below. Also, when we reach 100 subscribers, we will be opening every pack made in 2020 so far.
Yeah, that 100 pack opening will be really cool. Next, make sure to like this video if you enjoy the content, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you have any recommendations for us as the channel and for future videos, please make sure to comment in the comment section below. Without further ado, let's get started.
Okay, so first you want to main deck 3 Crimson Novas, the Dark Cubic Lord. This monster is like the boss monster. It's like super good. So like it can be special summoned by revealing 3 other cubic cards in your hand with different names. So that's good to get on the field. And also at the end phase, you can have each player lose 3,000 in LP, which is okay. Because then if you have 4,000 to your opponent's 3,000 life, then you can just win. Next, Crimson Nova, if it destroys a monster by battle, then during your turn, then or just anytime, and then you can have it attack again. So it can like attack twice if it destroys a monster by battle. Moving on, we have 3 Duzas, the Meteor Cubic Vessel. So this is like a need, because it's like just good. Because if this card is normal special summon, then you can send a cubic card from your deck to the graveyard. Then once per turn, during either player's turn, if a monster was sent to your graveyard this turn while this card was face up on the field, then this card can gain 200 attack for each monster with a different name in your graveyard until the end of this turn. So that's good, because that like helps you get some stuff from your extra deck. Next, you want to play 3 V-Jumps, the Cubic Seed. So V-Jump cannot be destroyed by battle, and at the end of the damage step, if it battled an opponent's monster, you can place a cubic counter on the opponent's monster. Also, monsters with a cubic monster counter cannot attack. Also negate their effects. If this card is treated as a continual spell card by the effect, then during your next turn, you can special summon this card from your spell and trap zone, which you want to put in defense. So 3 of those. Next, you want 1 Buster Gundio, the Cubic Behemoth. So this one, it cannot be normal summoned, but that's okay, because then you have to send 3 cubic cards you control the graveyard. It's not that good, but still, it's something to have in your deck to get Crimson Nova on. So yeah, and then, so 1 of those, and then 1 Indie Doomvolt, the Cubic Emperor. It's like the same thing, sort of, except it's like, yeah. It's like to just get your Crimson Nova. Then a Gira Gui, the Cubic King. Another one of those, really. It's like to get Crimson Nova. Next, you want to play 3 Summoner Monks. Summoner Monk works super well in this deck. So you can just get a Duza. So you can normal summon it, turn it to defense. Then you can get Duza to get something from your extra deck. Like, really, any of these decks from your extra deck. And then, so that's just good. That helps you get to your extra deck. Then you want to play 3 Nibirus. So Nibiru the Prime Being. So Nibiru will if your opponent special summons 5 or more monsters this turn, then you can tribute it and destroy all those monsters, and then you get it with some tokens and stuff. So you know it. So 3 of those. And you want to play 3 Called by the Graves. Called by the Graves can target a monster your opponent in your opponent's graveyard, and you can banish it. And if you do, to the end of the next turn, its effects are negated, as well as the activated effects and effects on the field of monster with the same original name. So destroys the current meta, plus and Nibiru, because they all work from the grave. So that stops grave play, so 3 of those. Then you want 2 Super Polys. So you can discard a card, fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from either field as fusion material. Neither player can activate cards or effects in response to this card's activation. So you can get some and start combos going. So yeah. Also, we would like you to comment some good Super Poly targets that you think are good into the comments below this after you watch this video, because we're really looking for some. Like, that's something to know. So 2 of those. Then you want to play 3 Foolish Burial Goods. Foolish Burial can send a spell or trap from your deck to the graveyard. You can only activate 1 Foolish Burial Good per turn. So that's something to have, because then you can send one of your cubic. You want to send one of your cubic spell and traps in the graveyard to get the combos rolling. So yeah, you want to play 3 of those. Next, you want 3 cubic waves. Now we get into the cubic spells and traps. So these ones, it can like level up your monster's attack points by halving your opponent's attack points from one of their monsters. So that's pretty good. So then, and also it works with cubic counters, like Vijam, like, you know, it can like, the monster can't attack or do its effects, so that's a need. Then you want 3 cubic karmas. Cubic karma, it can like its effect is like when it's activated, you can target a cubic monster control, send Vijams to the grave, and then it gains 800 attack for each, something like that, and then. But its real effect that's like super good in this deck is when it goes to grave, you can banish it and add a cubic monster from your deck to your hand. So you probably want to add Crimson Nova, their cubic lord, easily the boss monster. So yep, that's for cubic karma. Next you want 3 cubic dharmas. So cubic dharma says you take no battle damage from attacks involving your cubic monsters. And then you can send it, so one of these you can do once per turn. So you can send a cubic card from your hand to the graveyard, and if you do, draw a card. Or you can banish this card from your graveyard and target 1 cubic monster in grave. Add it to your hand. So 3 of those. Then you want to play 1 cubic casualty. So cubic casualty does more of cubic counters. So you can put them on face-up monsters your opponent controls equal to the number of cubic monsters you control. So it's like the same thing for cubic counters. The monster of cubic counters can attack, also negate their effects. And then you can banish it from your graveyard and target 1 cubic monster you control. This turn, each time it destroys a monster by battle that has a cubic counter, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the original attack that destroyed monster. You can only use each effect of cubic casualty once per turn. So that's something good to have. Like, you can just set it. Then you want 2 cubic ascensions. Cubic Ascension is good if you're like in a tight time. So like you can get Vijams on the field and then like give Vijams, and then so like if they attack and summon Vijam, so like they hit the Vijam and Vijam can't be destroyed by battle. It's just good, like if they're attacking you don't have much, then you want to play 2 Unification of Cubic Lords. This helps to get Crimson Nova Trinity out by using these, and also works from the hand, but it also has a grave effect that says you can banish it from your graveyard, special summon 1 level 4 or lower cubic monster from your hand or deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. And if you do, it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects this turn. So yep, and that's all for the main deck. Now let's move on to the extra deck. Okay. So yeah, we'll start off with 1 Crimson Nova, Trinity, the Dark Cubic Lord. So like when you get this on the field, you win the game. You literally win the game. It's like so good. And like that's what you want to get each game. So like you get it, like it's super powerful. Like it must be fusion summoned with the above fusion materials and cannot be special summoned by other ways. It cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Like, wow. When this card declares an attack, half your opponent's life points. That's just super good. And when this card destroys a monster by battle, you can activate this effect. This card can make a second attack during this battle phase. If you take effect damage, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the damage you took. Which is like super good. It's like a ranked up Crimson Nova, the Dark Cubic Lord. Okay, that's all for that one. Next, Mudragon of the Swamp. So Mudragon of the Swamp is like that's your super poly target. But again, if you have any more ideas or super poly targets, please let us know in the comments below. But this is the one we have. It's like you need to get it. You need 2 monsters with the same attribute but different types, and your opponent cannot target this card or monsters in the field with the same attribute as this card with card effects. And once per turn, quick effect, you can declare 1 attribute. This card becomes that attribute until the end of the turn. That's like super good. That's just the one we chose. You may have other ones in your mind, but yeah. Okay. Moving on, we have one Super Dreadnought, Railcon, and Gustav Max. Okay, so you need 2 level 10 monsters, which is like, you want, if you can, like 2 Crimson Novas, the Dark Cubic Lord. Just something to have. And then once per turn, you can detach a material and inflict 2,000 damage to your opponent. That's just super good. So like, if it survives long, you can detach both of them, and then 4,000 damage to your opponent, half their life points. Okay, so moving on, you want number 101, Silent Honor Arc. This one's super good. So like, you can dispatch one of your opponent's best monsters, and then you can use it later to counter it if it will be destroyed. This Silent Honor Arc, if it will be destroyed, then you can discard the monster instead. So that's something good to have. And Tornado Dragon, it gets rid of back row. Like, literally gets rid of back row. It can destroy their spells and traps on the field, destroy it. So that's that. Then you want a Babushka, the Terribly Tired Tapir, one of these. So like, it's another something to have, just to have like in like your deck. So like, once returned during your standby phase, detach 1 material from this card. You cannot destroy it. That's the only bad thing, but still has some nice effects. Next, you want 1 Evil Swarm Extinction Knight. This one says once per turn, chain during your main phase or your opponent's battle phase. If your opponent has more cards in their hand and field than you do, quick effect. You can detach 1 material from this card, destroy all other cards in the field. Also, your opponent takes no further damage this turn. Something nice to have in your deck, like if it's the time that you need it. Next, of course, you want to play 1 Abyss Dweller. This is your negates, which is like good. It's like your negates to stop your opponent from doing stuff. And while it has a material attached, like the water thing, that's not really needed, but still, it's a nice negate. Next, number 60, Durgus the Timeless. This card is broken. So this one's just super good. It has a bunch of cool abilities that you can just use to like win the duel. Has some bad effects, but who cares if you win? So next, you want 1 Mech Knight, Crusadia Avramax. Okay, so this one's just something to have. It helps you like win. Like, needs to get Link summoned, it needs 2 monsters, special summoned from the extra deck. Plus, so then you just need 2 other ones. And when it's Link summoned card on the field, your opponent cannot target this card with card effects. And it has a bunch of other effects. That's just super cool. Next, you want a Nightmare Unicorn. So this one, if it's Link summoned, you can discard a card and target 1 card in the field. Turn it to deck. Super good. Then if this card was co-linked, when this effect was activated, you can draw 1 card. Card advantage. You can only use this effect of Nightmare Unicorn once per turn. While any co-linked Nightmare monsters are in the field, for your normal draw in your draw phase, draw 1 card for each different card name among those co-linked Nightmare monsters, instead of drawing just 1 card. Super good. Card advantage. Next, you want 1 Nightmare Phoenix. Nightmare Phoenix is super good, because if it's Link summoned, you can discard a card and target 1 spell and trap your opponent controls. Destroy it. It gets rid of back row again. Then, if this card was co-linked, when this effect was activated, you can draw 1 card. More card advantage. You can only use the effect of Nightmare Phoenix once per turn. Co-linked monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle. Super good. Next, you want a Nightmare Cerebus. So this one, it needs, like, if it's Link summoned, you can discard a card. When you discard a card, then you can target 1 special summoned monster in your opponent's main monster zone. Destroy it. Then if this card was co-linked, when this effect was activated, you can draw a card. You can only use the effect of Nightmare Cerebus once per turn. Co-linked monster you control cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Next, you want a 1 Link Rainbow. So you can tribute Vijam to get this one. And whenever an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can tribute it. And then it gets more and you can get it back. So you know Link Rainbow. And then next, you want 1 Relinquished Anima. Relinquished Anima is super good because you can dispatch one of your opponent's best monsters, which is super good. And then it gains that as an attack. And like, Again, you can get V-Jump for that, which you can get Cubic Extension, just more combos. Okay, moving on to the side deck. So yeah, Lightning Vortex. You want 3 Lightning Vortexes. Amazing if you're going second. You can discard a card. Again, most of the cubic spells and traps. Then you can destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls. Great if you're going second again. Oh yeah, and also uses up your opponent's negates, which you want. Which all of these would do really. So then you want 3 Twin Twisters. You can discard card again, any of the cubic spell and traps. And then target up to 2 spells and traps in the field, destroy them. Super good. Okay, 3 of those. And then you want a Super Poly if you want to substitute it to have 3 Super Polys in your main deck. And Mind Control, it's limited. So then you can target 1 monster your opponent controls until the end phase, take control of the target, but cannot declare an attack or be tributed. Again, like if your opponent has like a deck that's like this would be good against, again for going second, super good. Next, you want to play 3 Recurring Nightmares in your side deck. So again, brings monsters from your graveyard with 0 defense, and then you can get them to your hand. Really, most of them are like 0 defense. See, like these 3 are, V-Jump are, these 3. Yeah, that's super good in this deck. And then you want 3 Ghost Ogres and Snow Rabbits. If you want more negates, like if you're going against your opponent with negates, this one, compared to Ash Blossom can go on the field when you activate it, but not this one. Yeah, and also destroys cards, which is better, I think. So, comment if you would like Ash Blossom or you like this one more. Okay, moving on. The last one. You want to play Unification of Cubic Lords. Like, again, same thing as Super Poly if you want to have 3 in your deck. So, yep, that's it for
That's it. Profile. We hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you did, make sure to like this and subscribe.
Deck Duelist signing out.